Imagine a darkness so complete it seems to drink light itself, a silence so deep that no sound could ever crawl out of it. A black hole is both a devourer of stars, a keeper of secrets. Close your eyes and picture it, not as a monster, but as a velvet curtain pulled tight across the stage of the cosmos. Beyond it, mysteries wait, hidden, unreachable. You hover near the edge, feeling the gravity tugging at your thoughts, drawing them inward. At its heart lies the singularity, a point where all our mathematics unravel, where density is so extreme that time and space no longer behave like the gentle fabric we know. Around it stretches the event horizon, that invisible boundary where escape becomes impossible. Step too close, and not even light, swiftest of all travelers, can outrun the pull. It's not a surface you can touch, but a line of no return, like the edge of a waterfall that knows only one direction, down. Physicists sometimes call spacetime a fabric, and a black hole is a tear, a pit, a fold so steep that the fabric doesn't just bend, it caves in on itself. Imagine walking across a trampoline. Most masses make a dimple. A black hole is the infinite plunge beneath, where even imagination feels stretched thin. And yet, for all its hunger, a black hole is also a preserver. Whatever falls inside is locked away, encrypted in silence. A diary written in a language we cannot read, each entry sealed behind the horizon. This is why black holes tempt both fear and fascination. They erase, and they archive. They destroy, and they protect. They are cosmic paradoxes wrapped in shadows. Think, for a moment, of the contrasts they embody. From the outside, they appear still, black, absent. Yet inside, unimaginable energy coils, matter compressed into an essence smaller than thought can hold. They seem to say nothing, but their very presence bends starlight, choreographs galaxies, and sculpts the architecture of the universe. Silence and power. Emptiness and infinite density, woven into one. The metaphor of falling is irresistible. You drift toward the horizon, time stretching like soft taffy. To an outside observer, your descent slows, frozen at the brink. But to you, the plunge is absolute. Space itself folds around you, and the story of your journey is swallowed whole. There is no turning back, no second chance, only surrender. And so, black holes stand as reminders of limits, the limits of light, of escape, of knowledge itself. They are where our theories quiver, where certainty dissolves. Yet we keep circling them with our minds, unable to resist their pull. Perhaps because, in their silence, they mirror something of ourselves, the mysteries we hold, the memories we bury, the secrets we never release. But if one black hole is already so final, so absolute, how could two ever find each other in the endless dark? And even more astonishingly, how could they merge into one? Picture two massive stars that once blazed with unimaginable brilliance. They burned their fuel furiously, lived fast, and died young, collapsing into darkness. What remained were not gentle embers, but black holes, silent remnants drifting through the galaxy like solitary ghosts. For eons they wander apart, each wrapped in its own sphere of gravity, until fate, or rather, the slow tug of the universe, draws them near. Now imagine them meeting. Not suddenly, not with fireworks, but with the patience of eternity. Two invisible giants begin to feel each other's presence, their gravity knitting an invisible thread between them. At first, the bond is loose, like two distant dancers glimpsing each other across a vast ballroom of stars. But slowly, step by step, their orbits entwine. They circle each other endlessly, locked in a gravitational waltz. You can almost hear it, faint and low, not music made of sound, but a rhythm etched into spacetime itself. Picture them as whirlpools on the surface of a dark sea, each drawing water, each pulling at the other until the currents merge. Or think of them as sleepy moths circling the same invisible flame, looping tighter and tighter as the pull grows irresistible. Yet this dance is not free. With every orbit, a little energy escapes. The black holes do not shine with light, but they radiate something subtler, ripples in the fabric of spacetime, known as gravitational waves. These waves carry energy outward, like rings on a pond, draining the dancers of their momentum. And so, orbit by orbit, they spiral closer. What seems like stillness to our eyes is actually motion of staggering scale. Two titans circling at speeds that defy comprehension, tightening their embrace as they shed their energy into the cosmos. The contrast is striking. Infinite darkness surrounding them, silence so deep it swallows every photon. Yet within that stillness, immense bodies whirl with ferocious speed. Invisible, yes, but not inactive. The closer they orbit, the faster they move, whipping around each other in a frenzy that can last millions or even billions of years. The dance is long, but it never halts. The steps are set by the law of gravity, each move leading inexorably toward the final embrace. If you were to drift nearby, you would see nothing with your eyes. The black holes are cloaked in shadow. But you might feel the tremble of spacetime beneath you, the faint hum of their orbiting song. Instruments like LIGO and Virgo were built to listen for this music, the faint shivers in the universe that reveal the hidden choreography of such pairs. Think of it. Two dead stars, each the grave of brilliance, are not truly finished. Their story continues in duet. Each orbit is a promise, each spiral a vow, as though the cosmos itself writes poetry in equations and motion. And while they circle in darkness, their influence ripples outward across light years, whispering of their presence to anyone patient enough to listen. They are dancers and prisoners both, free to move, yet bound by an invisible tether. The longer they dance, the tighter the bond becomes, until at last, inevitability looms. Their steps quicken, their spirals shrink, and what once was an elegant waltz becomes a frenzied whirl. Close your eyes and imagine the climax of that long, patient dance. Two black holes, circling for eons, now move so close that their final steps blur into a single whirl. You might expect violence, a cosmic collision shattering the night. But the truth is stranger, gentler. It is not chaos, but a breathtaking union, a folding of darkness into deeper darkness. Like two drops of ink meeting in water, they do not crash, they become. Einstein, more than a century ago, whispered of this moment. He predicted that whenever massive objects moved with great acceleration, they would send ripples through spacetime itself. Invisible waves, stretching and squeezing the fabric of reality, radiating outward at the speed of light. For decades, this was only theory, a beautiful possibility inked in chalk on a blackboard. Now picture the merger. Spacetime shivers, like a pawn struck by a stone. The ripples travel outward, crossing galaxies, threading through nebulae, passing silently by suns and planets. These waves carry not light, not particles, but the rhythm of the universe's very structure, shifting and flexing. For more than 1 billion years, those ripples traveled. They crossed voids, brushed past clusters of galaxies, and eventually reached a tiny blue planet, our Earth. Here, after so long, the waves were unimaginably faint, smaller than the width of a proton. Yet we had built instruments with the patience to listen. In 2015, LIGO, two vast interferometers stretching their arms across kilometers of land, heard it. A signal no ear could catch, yet one we translated into sound, a brief, rising chirp. In that instant, humanity eavesdropped on the cosmos itself. What we heard was not light, not voice, but the echo of two black holes merging more than 1 billion light-years away. The contrast is staggering. The event itself unfolded in utter darkness. No light flared, no flame, no burst. Silence, invisibility. Yet here, on Earth, we caught its note, a vibration that could be turned into sound, a cosmic heartbeat played on spacetime strings. We listened, and the universe sang. Think of what that means, a union that happened before humanity existed, before civilization dreamed of telescopes, sent its greeting across eons. And we, fragile and fleeting as we are, were here at the right moment to catch it. A collision in the dark gave us proof that Einstein's whispers were true, that spacetime is not rigid but alive, able to ripple and ring. The two black holes, once separate, are now one, heavier, calmer, but forever changed. Their final embrace echoed across creation, leaving us a fleeting sound, a memory carved into the universe itself. It wasn't destruction, it was transformation. And in that transformation, the cosmos spoke to us in its own language. Gravity itself turned into music. Imagine the newborn black hole, heavier now, calmer, a single giant humming softly with the echoes of its past selves. What was once a duet of darkness has become a solitary note, resonant and deep. The violence of the merger is over, yet the newborn still quivers, like a struck bell that takes time to quiet. This phase is called the ring down. The black hole, imperfect at first, trembles in its new shape, shedding the excess energy that kept it unsettled. These last vibrations ripple outward as gravitational waves, fading whispers of the final embrace. Gradually, the quivers ease, and the newborn black hole becomes smooth, symmetrical, and still, a perfect sphere of darkness, as if nothing had ever disturbed it. Think of what that means. A union that happened before humanity existed, before civilization dreamed of telescopes, sent its greeting across eons. And we, fragile and fleeting as we are, were here at the right moment to catch it. A collision in the dark gave us proof that Einstein's whispers were true, that spacetime is not rigid but alive, able to ripple and ring. The two black holes, once separate, are now one, heavier, calmer, but forever changed. Their final embrace echoed across creation, leaving us a fleeting sound, a memory carved into the universe itself. It wasn't destruction. It was transformation. And in that transformation, the cosmos spoke to us in its own language. Gravity itself turned into music. Imagine the newborn black hole, heavier now, calmer, a single giant humming softly with the echoes of its past selves. What was once a duet of darkness has become a solitary note, resonant and deep. The violence of the merger is over, yet the newborn still quivers, like a struck bell that takes time to quiet. This phase is called the ring down. The black hole, imperfect at first, trembles in its new shape, shedding the excess energy that kept it unsettled. These last vibrations ripple outward as gravitational waves, fading whispers of the final embrace. Gradually, the quivers ease, and the newborn black hole becomes smooth, symmetrical, and still, a perfect sphere of darkness, as if nothing had ever disturbed it. Yet the story is not one of simple addition. When two black holes join, their masses don't just combine neatly. Some of that mass is lost, radiated away as gravitational waves. Imagine two singers blending their voices. Together they create a harmony richer than either alone, but part of their effort leaves the body, carrying outward as sound. So too with black holes. They give a fraction of themselves to the universe, their song traveling farther than they ever could. This is conservation in action. Mass and energy are never destroyed, only transformed. The newborn black hole is lighter than the sum of its parents, but the missing portion lives on, etched into spacetime itself. Every ripple that escapes is a message. We were here, we merged, we became. Those ripples sweep across galaxies, carrying the memory of a union that no eye could ever witness directly. To you, the black hole seems unchanged, still invisible, still silent, still an absence where light vanishes. But within its being, history is folded tightly. It remembers, not in words, not in images, but in its mass, its spin, its very essence. Like a scar that strengthens the skin, the new black hole bears the weight of what came before. There is a strange intimacy in this. Stars lived, burned, died, collapsed. Their remnants wandered, found each other, and entwined. Now, in their union, a single entity carries forward. It is no longer two, no longer separate. It is one, and that one will endure for ages upon ages, outlasting galaxies, outlasting light itself. Think of the silence it commands. After the brief storm of ripples fades, the newborn black hole offers nothing more to distant observers. Its music has been played, its song dispersed. What remains is pure quiet, an immense, patient stillness at the heart of space. But the memory of that quiet carries. Because those gravitational waves have touched us, and in their passage, we have learned to listen. We know now that the universe writes its story not only in stars that shine, but also in shadows that merge, in vibrations that travel beyond light's reach. And so, a question lingers. If black holes can leave behind such echoes in their union, what might those echoes reveal to us about the universe still unfolding? Imagine that each merger is a kind of postcard, written not in ink but in ripples, sent across billions of years. By the time it arrives at our tiny planet, the message is faint, almost erased by distance. yet it carries a story. We were here, we became one, and we left this echo behind. For scientists, these postcards are treasures. Every gravitational wave detection is more than a signal, it's a new way of seeing. Before 2015, we studied the universe almost entirely through light, starlight, radio waves, X-rays. But light can be blocked, scattered, hidden. Gravitational waves, however, pass through everything, carrying unfiltered truth about cataclysmic events we could never otherwise witness. With each merger, we test Einstein again. His equations predicted these ripples, and so far, the universe agrees. But with every new detection, we probe the edges of his genius, looking for cracks, hints of deeper laws waiting beneath. Black hole mergers let us test gravity at its most extreme, where spacetime bends until it nearly snaps. They also allow us to map the invisible. Many black holes live in darkness, unseen by telescopes. But when they merge, they announce themselves through waves. It's as if the universe has finally given us ears, not just eyes. Listening reveals a hidden population, a census of black holes scattered through galaxies we may never glimpse directly. The contrast is striking. In the lab, the data looks cold, jagged lines, subtle oscillations, numbers on a screen. Yet behind those numbers is poetry. A universe that does not speak in words has still found a way to sing. Each chirp we record is a note in that cosmic symphony, fleeting but profound. Applications stretch even further. By collecting enough signals, we can measure how often galaxies give birth to massive stars, how frequently they collapse, how the large-scale structure of the cosmos evolves. We may even use gravitational waves to chart distances across the universe, refining our sense of its age and expansion. What once was myth, the secret lives of black holes, becomes data, and from data, story. And perhaps the universe is offering more than science. Perhaps it is whispering something about unity, about endings that are not truly endings, about beginnings born in silence. So here you are again, drifting beneath the quiet sprawl of stars, your thoughts softened by distance and time. The sleepy physicist within you smiles at the thought. Even in the darkest corners of the universe, there are unions, there are transformations. What once seemed like violent collisions reveal themselves instead as continuities, as seamless passages from two into one. Black hole mergers remind us that the cosmos is not obsessed with endings. It does not shatter and discard, it folds, it blends, it creates anew. Even the most final of objects, those places where light itself surrenders, are not beyond connection. They spiral together, they sing through space-time, and they emerge as something larger, calmer, whole. Think of the reassurance this carries. That separations can end, that silence can become music, that darkness itself can be a stage for harmony. These truths are not confined to physics. They belong to our imagination, to our longing, to the ways we understand ourselves. The universe whispers, through the quiet hum of its ripples, that nothing is ever entirely lost. That even gravity, relentless and absolute, finds a way to bring bodies together across impossible gulfs. And so you close your eyes and let the thought linger. If even black holes can merge into one, what does that whisper about our own longing for connection in the cosmos?